Can a cup of coffee make you rich? That's what we'll find out in this video. We talk a lot about money and investing in this channel, but here's a question that struck me recently. Can you really get rich by saving on a cup of coffee? The answer is both yes and no. Let me explain. Those $4 that you spend on a fancy cup of hot drink do not seem to make any difference. At the end of the day, we work hard to earn money so that we can afford a more luxurious life. What is the point of denying yourself that pleasure if it's not going to make any difference at the end of the day? $4 a day is just $120 a month and $1,440 a year, which is a lot of money but still isn't really a deal maker since you're getting instant daily pleasure. Even if you look at it from a long-term perspective like 30 years, it's just $43,000, which is not even enough to get you a house, maybe a down payment, but then you will be an old man. And secondly, if you do not buy that morning coffee, you will probably spend that money elsewhere. Let's be honest, chances that you'll put aside every morning $4 aren't really high. There are a ton of people who do not buy coffee every morning, and yet they are in no better financial position than you. However, there is a different side to that story. Let's try to look at everything from a completely opposite angle, where that cup of coffee could be a deal maker between you becoming a millionaire or not. What is the opportunity cost of that daily coffee? What if you do not just save that $120 but invest it every single month, over the course of 30 years of course? If you check the historical average rate of return adjusted to inflation, that would be over $140,000, which is a decent amount of money. It's way more than $43,000, but it still isn't going to make you rich, especially after 30 years. However, when you start looking at it from that perspective, you start counting the opportunity cost of everything else. The avocado toast that you buy together with your coffee, your iPhone that you update every September, every time you eat outside instead of at home, all the clothes that you buy but don't really wear, all the money that you spend on alcohol, and the list goes on. And if you take the total sum, it starts making a difference. You realize that your chances to become a millionaire are way higher if you choose to live frugally. But you may say, what is the point of sacrificing my entire life so that when I'm 70, I can sit on a pile of cash? And you are absolutely right, it doesn't worth it. That's really dumb. So does that mean buying a coffee every morning is the right thing to do? Not really. You see, the point is to reach to a position where your investments are way higher than your expenses, and you will keep getting richer every year regardless if you buy that coffee or not, because your investments are growing way faster. A 7% annual return on $1 million in S&P 500 on average adjusted to inflation is $70,000, which is higher than median US household income. And if you take a look at any self-made millionaire or a billionaire, for some period of their lives, they lived extremely frugally. Take Elon Musk for example, who kept his food budget to $1 a day so that he could invest most of his time into his startup and not work 9 to 5. Of course, $1 back then used to worth much more, but it's still under $50 a month by today's standard. This is the world's richest man's office back when his company already used to worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Even the reporter was shocked seeing him drive a Honda.
According to my calculations, you yourself are worth somewhere in the vicinity of $9 or $10 billion today. I only say that because I've got a follow-up question.
Okay.
What's with the Honda?
Most Americans can't pull out even $1,000 in case of an emergency. In fact, most Americans save almost nothing, primarily because their expenses are too high. And these expenses aren't usually the basic needs that you can't live without, but wants. So you either live frugally and save every dumb penny you can by working in 2 jobs, or cut your expenses so that you will have to earn as less as possible and will have the time to work on that startup. And that's when skipping that cup of coffee can make you rich. Thanks for watching, and until next time. you.